Hello everybody, welcome back to SnowRunner, my hard mode playthrough, and the third episode of logging contracts to wrap up Michigan map. And what we're going to be doing now is timber at arm's reach. We have 2 lots of logs to take to Bill's house, which is... I'm going to try taking it up this trail. I don't know that trail very well, but we're going to try taking it up that trail. And then 1 log to take around to Forrester's house. There's 2 ways into Bill's house, and I don't know whether... I don't know the relative difficulties of those 2 tracks, so I'm just going to try the one that's nearest to me. So that's 3 lots of medium logs, 2 of which to Bill's, 1 to Forrester's. And I have taken off the medium trailer. It's parked behind me, but I've taken it off because considering it's such a short journey up to Bill's house, I'd rather do the trip twice and not worry about carrying a trailer. I think it makes more sense than trying to haul a trailer up through this little narrow track. So I'm just going to do 2 runs, basically. So without further ado, medium logs onto the loading platform. 1, 2, 3. Crane mode. Legs are already down. I have noticed that my driver stays in the cab when I'm doing the crane mode, but I don't know who it is that's in that little thing up there. I don't know what he's playing at, if he thinks he can stay in there while somebody else... He must have somebody with him in that cab that jumps into the little crane. Down. So obviously I staged these vehicles between episodes. So just driving them in and positioning them at the logging camp seems like a reasonable thing to do. And this 3 loads, or rather these 3 deliveries are the final deliveries in Smithfield Dam. I'm fairly confident we'll be able to get them done this episode, he says. I'm going to curse myself there and tip over and have to do a gnarly rescue now, but could be alright. Dropped 1 log there. Right underneath me. It's a bit awkward to get to, isn't it? These are just easier to handle if you do 1 at a time, but sometimes it's hard to just pick 1 at a time up. Right, engine off. Change truck. White Western Star. Back that cargo. And then just confirm. So I don't know this route. I'm going to try it though. I think I might have driven that way in the Scout early doors when I was collecting, you know, just exploring the map. I think I've been up to Bill's house. There was a delivery of something else up there. Maybe I was in the scout, maybe I was in another truck, but I don't really know this trail that I'm heading for. We'll see how it goes. Gonna need all-wheel drive. It might be develop a trap because it's right there. The lane is like right in front of me. Maybe I'm supposed to take it, and it's a horrible, gnarly death trap. I'm just driving right into a log before I even start isn't going to help. Tree stump rather. So I'm going to whack this into high and get the dip lock on anyway, because we're going up a pretty big incline. This is a bit of a Jeep trail rather than a truck trail, isn't it? This might have been a bad idea. And it's pitch black for you guys. Sorry, I can see quite well because I'm focused on the screen right in front of me, and I'm in control of driving, so I can see well enough, but it isn't the best of visibility. So we got these 3 batches to do. 2 trips in here and then 1 trip to Foresters. And then I brought the trailer in with me anyway, because we also need to take 2 lots of medium logs into Drummond Island, but they're at the Smithfield Dam end of Drummond Island. So I think I'm going to load them up here and take them down the road rather than getting them in Island Lake and dragging them back. It feels, looking at the map, it feels like a more sensible way to do it. So after we've done these 3 and finished the deliveries on this map, we'll load up this truck plus its trailer. That was doable, a little bit hairy on a couple of spots. Unload, and then we'll go and get another one. What I'm going to do on the way, I'm going to go out this way and just make a comparison for safety. Although we got back, we got in alright, it wasn't too bad. This isn't without its risks, is it? In terms of tipping over, this is fairly hilly as well. So yeah, I'm gonna basically load 5 lots of medium logs here. 3 for this map and 2 for Drummond Island, and get down to Drummond Island, deliver those 2. Then I'll have to move the Fleet Star because it's then at that point finished with this map as well. I have to move the Fleet Star down to probably Drummond Island and do the long logs next, and then finish up in Island Lake basically, I think. And how much of that I'll get done in this episode just depends on whether I have any mishaps. The logging so far is, I would describe it as very slow, but going okay, I think. Yeah, that's fair to say. I don't want to curse myself and run into a problem having said that, but yeah, it feels okay. What's my fuel like? I'm going to fill up real quick, so that gives me an opportunity to talk about this thing. This is a fuel trailer that has been at the farm, and in the last episode I filled it up basically. I paid the $4,000 to fill it up on this map and then bring it back, and I brought it, instead of leaving it at the farm, I brought it here because I knew I was going to be doing some stuff here, and then when we're finished with the loads that we need to do from this logging camp, I'll tow it back out again and maybe even take it down into Drummond Island with me, just so that I know I've got fuel wherever I'm going. And I did that. I paid for it. I think I edited that bit out, so I just did some fuel logistics in between some of the logging runs because I was getting really low. I was getting to the point I would have had to go down to Island Lake and maneuver fuel around, and I just want to get on and get to Alaska. So I figured that a $4,000 investment in some fuel was worth it. There we go, that's a bit of the sunrise, a bit of daylight. I wobbled a bit more on that one. I don't know whether I was just being a bit gung-ho with the throttle, or whether I was wallowing in some wheel ruts that I made the first time through. But yeah, that was a little bit more dangerous, but still. That's that one done. Back out the same way that we went before. Right, so now we are going on the trail around here and here. Get that delivered to Forrester's house. Maybe come back through this trail. I don't really have any bad memories of it, but we'll see. So I don't know, it's going to be a while before we can get it, but looking at trucks and sort of continuing research of what I would get if I could, the 5-axle Paystar 9600 something. I'm pretty sure it's a Paystar and it's a 5-axle one, and it can take that logging crane that we just used to load this cargo, but it can also take certainly the long log carrier, which makes me wonder if it can also take this medium, because that would make future, like if you had that truck, you're self-sufficient, turn up at a loading place, load it, drive off, without having to manipulate I'm using the Fleet Star as a crane vehicle, and that pay star, the big pay star, would negate the need to have a separate vehicle just for the log loading. So that's on my wish list, and I think it's a Wisconsin map one, so it's probably quite a way off for me. But if I was in a situation in a future region where I had to do lots of logging, I think I might have a go at trying to get that from Wisconsin. Don't know. Right, crack it into a little bit of auto, try and get a little bit of speed up, because this is going fairly quickly, but we want to get more done. I'm going to squeeze as much as I can into the episode. The biggest thing about the Fleet Star being a crane vehicle is that it's quite top heavy. So when you're moving it between logging camps to load, it does feel quite unstable driving down, well, driving anywhere with it, even on the roads, because if you corner a little bit quick, I haven't actually tipped it, but it feels like it's on the brink of tipping all the time, so you end up driving quite slow with it. Funnily enough, I used the Fleet Star to bring that fuel carrier in, and as I've noticed before, having a trailer on seems to stabilise the truck a bit, so yeah. Right, good. So, just checking progress. That means now we need 3 lots of medium logs into the sawmill on Island Lake. They're all on map. You get them on Island Lake and you take them to Island Lake. And then 2 lots of long logs into Island Lake, which you get from Drummond Island. Which happens to be where the Pacific is, because I staged that down in Drummond Island as well. So now it's back to the logging station. I think I will try this trail. Is that reckless? I mean, I haven't got logs making me unstable, so I just don't know how tight some of the corners are, but let's give it a try. I nearly tried to turn left then, I missed the trail entirely. Oh, it's a bit of engine damage. No. Well, that ouch. That's a problem. That's not easy to get out. Just came over that a bit carelessly, didn't I? Yeah, that hump on the downward slope, just my wheel bounced off. I thought this vlogging stuff was going too well. Map into the Fleet Star. Hope that the Fleet Star can get me out. I don't like this because the Fleet Star itself is a bit tippy. And it's going to be hard to get on the other side of that Western Star. So what I might do, I might give a try. Let's see if I can use the crane to push it. Because the crane seems fairly powerful. I knew this was going too well. Maybe, but I think I'm too far away. Right, that should have stabilized it enough that I can now jump back into here and rather aggressively restore the crane. Turn that engine off. Well, that wasted a bit of time, but I guess no major harm done. Didn't have to pay to recover it. But yeah, a little bit of recklessness there. Just caught a bump coming down the hill a little bit too quick. Back to plan, load up 2 lots of medium logs and cart them all the way down to Drummond Island. So I've obviously got to get the crane back. Engine off. Switch into the Fleet Star, get it back into crane position. Hopefully without tipping it over. In my head, I was, as we come over that hill, and just before, literally, like, in the 10 seconds before tipping over, I was thinking, you know what, it actually might even be possible to complete everything and finish logging today. And then I'll go and add 5 or 10 minutes to the episode by tipping things over. Numpty. Anchor. Crane mode. Oh, I probably can't. I'm probably too close on it. That leg is probably going to stop me. I know. Okay. I thought the stabilization leg may stop me loading logs. Crane mode. I need to reposition the White Western Star. That should be alright. See if it'll pack now. Yep. Okay. So that's that. We're ready to ship out. And then what's in my mind is whether or not I should hook up the Fleet Star to the fuel trailer. You can get past it without ripping its front off. Should I hook up the Fleet Star to the fuel carrier and then winch it behind this and go down the road to Smithfield Dam, from Smithfield Dam to Drummond Island as a road train with this truck and its trailer and then the Fleet Star and the fuel trailer all as one long winch together road train? Got to give it a go, haven't I? It'll be fun if it works. Probably sensible to get them all out onto the road first, but since when do I do sensible? So let's hook up the Fleet Star. restore its crane first. Get the diff lock on through this. Got to turn the trailer around, it's facing the wrong way at the moment. See if I can turn it around without causing a problem. Yeah. No bother. So that's that attached. Refuel. Don't really need it, but yeah. So then switch into the White Western Star. Start the engine up. Get the winch onto the right hooking point. And then see how we do. My little logging road train. See how we get on with it. If it feels like it's too much, I'll just disconnect the Fleet Star, switch its engine off and drive it down off camera. Or if it's slowing me down too much. No problem so far. If anything, Fleet Star's pushing me. My game just crashed, as you can see. Okay, so my game just crashed, which is a bit worrying. Oh, I was lucky. Oh, hang on a minute. So it's rolled me back as well. So it's crashed and obviously hadn't saved. Yeah, that's a bit worrying. I thought it won't have had anything to do with causing me to crash, but I'm not going to tow the Fleet Star, certainly through this bit. I think I'll just stick to doing that off cam. So let's just get it. Let's just get these two lots of logs delivered, and then I'll, if I've got time in this episode, I'll move the crane down off camera. I don't expect that towing the Fleet Star caused the game to crash. Maybe it added enough work to the physics engine that it caused a problem. I've never had a crash in this game like that before, so maybe I was just unlucky. But for the sake of making progress, I'm not going to risk it for a biscuit. So I think I've got to about here at the point that it crashed, maybe a little bit further. And then maybe I seem to recall I was approaching this big ugly rock in the road. I also don't think it was this dark either. I think I've been cheated a little bit by the daylight time. I'll drive the fleet to start down separately, and I will take the fuel trailer because I haven't anything else left to do on this map now. When I leave this map now, there's no reason to come back other than the fact that I've got to come back to the garage in order to retain and move to Alaska with at least one truck. So I don't really need more fuel on this map other than just a little bit of driving around to get back to the garage. So I think I will take that fuel trailer down to Drummond Island with the Fleet Star, just so that I know I'm going to, and then it might be that once I'm finished with Drummond Island and Island Lake, I'll certainly not need to go back to them, so maybe I'll bring some fuel back. But this is quite a heavy load. So login, I've just crashed, and then some little while ago I tipped an empty White Western Star over, taking a shortcut back to the logging camp. But notwithstanding those two issues, one of which was self-inflicted, I've actually quite enjoyed this logging. But that might be because I waited until late enough in the playthrough to have all of the upgrades on the available trucks, so I wasn't messing around trying to do stuff with trucks that were underpowered or not geared properly. But yeah, it's not been too bad. Alright, here we are, approaching Drummond Island Gate. Again, another uneventful drive. Let's get ourselves into Drummond Island, get these deliveries done. And hopefully you can see directly ahead of us the reason that I brought these two from Smithville. Because the first of the delivery points is literally right there. So it would have taken longer to get them from Island Lake than it has been to do what was admittedly a fairly slow drive down through Smithville Dam. So deliver one there. And then the other one is where the cousin Cletus task was. So basically drive down through the road to here and get that one. And then there are some required for the farm, but there are multiples required at the farm, 2 of them. So I'll get those from Island Lake and come back. But to do that, I would need to bring the Fleet Star down. I'm not sure about the duration of the episode if I do that. Obviously I can edit the drive of the Fleet Star out, but it becomes quite a long play session, so I don't know. This might end up either being a short episode and we'll wrap up stuff next time, or I'll just suck it up and get it done. Delivered. So from a task perspective now, we've just got 2 more medium logs to deliver to the farm on this map, and the farm being the place that we did that's where the pickup truck is, because that's where we were doing the time trial the other day. So we need to get 2 more batches of logs, and the quickest way to do that is into Island Lake and then across the top of Island Lake and grab them from this medium logging station. But at the moment I don't have a crane down here. Got to turn this thing around, haven't I? Without jackknifing it and tipping myself over. Dolly trailer. Oh, that's interesting. Doesn't turn enough to turn properly. Ooh, it does if you do that though. Where the back of the truck rides over the trailer. Don't be jackknifing yourself here. So in order to complete this task, and I think I need to do it, don't I? I need to squeeze this into the episode. So I will deliver this truck to the logging camp in Island Lake. And then I'll drive the Fleet Star crane mobile down to Island Lake as well. And I'll do you all a favour and edit that out because it's just long, slow driving with no cargo. So I'll be back in a little bit. Alright. Here we are. Wake them up. Why should they be sleeping when I'm working through the night? Long old trek down through the map with the Fleet Star towing this fuel carrier, but it just makes life more certain that I've got plenty of fuel where I need it. Since I paid the $4,000 to fill it up, I thought I may as well bring it down and use it. Used over half of it already. It wasn't lost on me while I was driving down that probably the sensible thing to do would have been to just auto load, but I invested in that crane and I'm going to damn well use it. And like I say, it's part of the hard mode challenge and it just feels right to me that I'm doing it this way. So yeah, I would have finished this task and had a wrap for the evening if I'd have auto loaded, but not consistent with how I want to do the game. Alright, we are loaded. And it's a bit of daylight. So the route I came in on is basically turn there and follow my way around to the thing, to the gateway. And this is going to be the last task of this, or contract of this play session. Make sure I got the right one targeted. Yes, I have. Delivering these to the farm in Drummond Island. And then there are, I think, 3 more medium logs to do after this load. Which need to be delivered to the lumber yard on this map. So I think that's right. I'll check the map later, but as you can see, this is a more bumpy, less pleasant bit of terrain for doing these logs. So I've got to keep my wits about me a bit. I do not want to be dropping logs in this swampy mess. It's the soft sump holes that are the problem. If you don't predict them, you can find yourself like there, tipping over more than you might think it would. Alaska is so close I can smell the snow. This 2 batches of logs will complete one of the contracts. I think it's aid to the workers, and then the other one, so what will be the final remaining contract, we've already done part of it because part of it was in Smithville Dam. So yeah, we're basically, in this episode, we've pretty much done 1.5 contracts, which makes me very confident that the next episode will see Michigan 100% completed. And then when it comes to the doing Alaska, I'm pretty sure I'm going to call it, from my perspective, season 2, even though it's still part of phase 1. From my perspective, I think it makes sense to call each region a season from a channel playlist perspective. Doesn't make any difference, it's still on the channel, but from a playlist perspective it makes sense to do it that way rather than having like 500 episodes in one playlist. So yeah, I think Alaska will be season 2. And what I've got to decide is whether or not I would stick to doing 1 episode per day, which is pretty intense, not just for me, but for the people who watch every episode. And I know some people watch every episode because they comment on every video almost. for the people that watch every episode and for me, an hour a day is quite a lot to do. So I don't know whether to cut it down to maybe 3 episodes a week of Alaska. Obviously it makes the whole series last longer in time, but maybe 3 episodes a week is more sustainable. And then I've got to balance that against the reason I've been doing 1 episode a day is mostly because I just love playing this game, and if I'm only doing 3 episodes a week, I either have to edit more heavily or play something else or play a different save to get my trucking fix, and I don't see any point in playing a different save. So that's what's driven me to do 1 episode a day, is that I'm just still addicted to playing this game, and I'm still loving playing this game every day. So yeah, I jury's out on that one. I'm having to think about whether or not it would be better from a channel perspective to not have 7 episodes a week, whether it be easier on viewers. And as you know, hopefully by now, if you've watched enough of these episodes, I like to think out loud while I'm driving and share my thoughts, because I get feedback from you guys and it's really, really useful and appreciated. We get to the last bit of the journey. And that wanted to go over then. I don't know whether it would have done without the winch, but I certainly feel a bit happy that I got a winch on then, because that might have gone. There's another one of those where it felt a bit dodgy, and the only thing I could think of doing was steer into it. And I think the winch helped me out there a bit. Nearly there. I can see the Chevy pickup truck coming into the top of the screen at the unload point where I left it after doing the time trial. Right. One, two. Aid at the island finished. Wow. Bit of a marathon play session for me. I'm pretty sure I can edit it down into something watchable, but yeah, that was quite a long play session for me. But look at what we've achieved. We now have just one contract left, and it is to deliver 3 lots of medium logs to the sawmill and 2 lots of long logs to the sawmill. So medium logs from Island Lake, so that's fairly quick and easy to do those, and then 2 lots of long legs, 2 lots of long legs. Yeah, it'll be alright, won't it? 2 lots of long logs, which we will pick up from Drummond Island and take through to Island Lake as the last thing we do. 2 trips. Right, I'm going to wrap this here. I've got quite a lot done today. Definitely going to get it finished in the next episode. I hope you're enjoying the series. Hope you're looking forward to Alaska as much as I am. And thank you for watching. I will see you in the next episode, hopefully. Goodbye.